Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 209 of Report This Post, the podcast about bad posts and bad people. My name's Geiger, and that is Christian. Louie. And we're your hosts with the post. Every week, Christian, myself, or a listener select a different topic and then find horrible posts for your listening pleasure. This week's topic, as chosen by a listener named Neil, is Louis C.K.
That's right. Friend of the show.
Louis C.K. Now, who the hell is that?
You know what? I had already pulled up, but I'm going to do something different for this one because I think it's going to be even better. Just realized.
Find out.
All right. According to the simple English Wikipedia, Louis Kelly or Louis C.
It's pronounced C.K.
Is that really how it's pronounced? The whole thing?
Okay. That's why he calls himself Louis.
That's all right. Louis C.K. is an American comedian, writer, director, editor, and actor. He is known for the series Louis, where he won 2 Emmy Awards between 1999 and 2012. He was born in Washington, D.C. There's nothing. No, this sucks. Oh, in November 2017, the New York Times reported that 5 women said that C.K. committed sexual misconduct allegations. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Wow. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, he's a comedian, an actor, a writer,
filmmaker.
Yeah.
And has a penchant for rubbing one out while ladies look at him.
Who's amongst us?
I don't know, but I can't think of anything worse, quite honestly. I would feel pretty bad just sitting there beating off while some lady stares at me. But hey, that's his thing. And hey, we don't kink shame on this show.
So. Well, yeah, we sure do. Yeah.
I guess that's most of what we do, in fact. But hey, not when you're a award-winning comedian. We don't.
Award-winning comedian and writer-director of the film Pootie Tang.
That's right. And he's written a whole bunch of stuff. And he apparently movie making is his number one passion.
Maybe number 2.
Well, we know he's not good at making movies. We don't know how good he is at beating off in front of ladies.
Like, all right, I understand this is a very difficult time for you. How was it, though? Was he okay with it, or was it kind of...
Apparently, his number 3 passion is stand-up comedy, which is what's made him famous and arguably one of the better stand-ups in the world. But depending on who you ask, and depending on how you feel about his whole thing that he likes to do or liked to do a little while ago, until he got in a little trouble for it. It's a little cancel culture reared its ugly head. So I've seen Louis stand up before in person. It was a fun time. That was Jesus Christ. I think that was 10 years ago now. Now that I think about it, that's really crazy to think about.
Well, you definitely would not support him after the everything was released. So
sure.
Whatever.
Definitely wasn't screwed out of buying tickets to Side Splitters when he came here. But 6 months after that, whatever. I could have been on the same fucking stage as Louis C.K. Anyway, he's his show Louis, as you alluded to, was very, very popular on FX over there.
Very funny show.
Very funny, very dark. Sometimes more dark than funny, which I guess is his thing.
Yeah, he does. He's a real realist, that Louis C.K. Let me tell you.
And it was a great intro of the show where he was at the Comedy Cellar and getting pizza, and I got pizza at that same place before. Isn't that fun? Unrelated. Didn't even know about that until I saw it on the show. I was like, hey, I went there. What a incredible moment that was for me.
I jacked up in front of a woman here.
Yeah, so I can safely tell you folks that that's going to be the topic of almost every fucking person in this show. So I hope you're into that. There's a couple that we skip out on
Actually,
that
yeah,
topic.
there's a handful. Yeah, we're okay.
A nice red pubed handful. Now Neil chose this topic. Why did Neil choose this topic?
Neil said, one of my favorite things to do is read the comments section anytime the AV Club says anything about Louis C.K. People get so heated over him, it's hilarious on both sides. It also might be funny to pull up some posts from when he was beloved by all liberals. I remember a Reddit comment once where people were discussing an emotional scene from Louis, and someone wrote, "The feels on the bus go round and round." Fucking douche chills.
Yeah, it's not good. That's not good. Neither is saying douche chills, though, to be fair. But we'll forgive Neil because he's most likely not a sexual predator.
Well,
now, most likely, hey, I'm still.
yeah, allegedly.
Hey, you never know.
Allegedly.
Never would have thought Louis would be. Except I actually forget this sometimes, but I knew about this back in like 2008 because like some couple, it was almost like a joke in like some of those comedy podcasts back then. People would make fun of the fact that Louis did that. It's really weird that it took 9, 10 years after that for it to become like, oh, this is actually like a big deal.
Actually, this is it's actually kind of bad that
Actually, he shouldn't have done. Oh, you know what? Some jokes just don't age well, I guess is what that means.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It was a real of the time sort of
Yeah.
thing. You're right.
Well, it's like when Kevin Spacey's been known as gay for like 40 years in Hollywood, but then the second he was outed as predator, he was like, by the way, I'm gay. So you can't.
So you can't be mad at me. You just really shouldn't be upset with me.
What an
So.
out that was. God bless him for that. Now, how did Neil choose this topic exactly?
Oh boy, Neil went over to reportthispodst.com, hit that buy topic button, put in all his credit card information, and then sent us an email saying that he wanted us to cover Louis C.K. So
Great.
thank you, Neil, for purchasing this topic.
Of course. How else can you do it?
You can go over.
My dog.
You can go over to Patreon.
Yes.
If you join at the mod level for $10 a month, if you stay on that level for 3 months, you get to choose an episode topic, or you can join at the admin level for $25 a month, and you get to pick an episode topic after 2 months, and I will draw you a custom piece of artwork of your whatever your little heart desires. So
it could be anything.
It has been anything.
So. Yeah. Could be me as Louis C.K. jerking off in front of Christian.
Yes, for some reason, people really like to have you drawn in compromising situations as their artwork. It's happened like 3 times now. So,
well, I'd love to be drawn and quartered and
jacked off.
Murdered. Now that's a fetish for someone. Get the whole
get the rack out and being jacked off, yeah.
Or the horses pulling your limbs while someone's jerking you off. Or another horse is, I don't know, being rocketed upwards, attached to your dick. I don't know how that works.
Hey, you know what? We'll figure it out here. We're gonna workshop this.
Well, what a fun start to whatever this is. Hey, maybe we could get to reading the post about Mr. CK, the Mexican guy, little known Mexican.
Someone went to Quora to ask, should Louis C.K. be allowed to perform again? Someone answered, allowed by whom? If he finds a venue that allows him to perform and some crazy violent protesters like the paid Soros crowd don't cause it to be shut down, and if people find him funny, then why the F not? Richard Pryor was still funny as hell after he got burned up in his freak demonized crack accident. People can support or pass on him. That's one thing that makes America great. If Kavanaugh gets to sit on the SCOTUS and Trump gets to sit in the Oval Office, Louis gets to stand on the stage in some shitty comedy club and entertain the people who want to be there. He's taken more responsibility than either of the other two and paid a much higher price. The double standard for conservatives and liberals in this country is a joke.
Interesting take. Hard to really understand why they're thinking any of these things. Don't understand how Richard Pryor is involved in this thing at all. That
Because
doesn't
he
make
got
any
burned up
sense.
by crack
Yeah,
in
but
a
that wasn't.
demonized accent.
No one. People thought that was funny though, more than anything. It wasn't. He wasn't canceled for lighting himself on fire.
People are on. He's up on stage and they're like, "Do that trick again." He's like, "Well, actually, that almost killed me. It wasn't like a trick, so I don't think I'm gonna be doing that." But
I guess technically it did kill him because he is dead now. So,
I don't think
well, there's no way to know.
just like
There's
any
ways to know.
incident that you could just trace it. But yeah, when he stubbed his toe when he was in fourth grade, that eventually it killed him. So
Yeah, well, prove me wrong. Yeah. Um, uh, interesting ideas here. And there's definitely a lot of folks who do not think he should be allowed to perform again.
sure.
Uh, then you have the weird. You'll see some posts later. People I think almost the exact opposite. Like, should be required viewing for him to. If he must perform and people must watch him, which he would like.
True.
Hey, way back in 2016, before the Mango Mussolini was elected president,
Mm-hmm.
Louis sent out a newsletter to his very large email gathering that said this: "Please stop it with voting for Trump. It was funny for a little while, but the guy is Hitler. And by that I mean that we are being Germany in the 30s. Do you think they saw that shit coming? Hitler was just some hilarious and refreshing dude with a weird comb over who would say anything at all. And I'm not advocating for Hillary or Bernie. I like them both, but frankly, I wish the next president was a conservative only because we had Obama for 8 years and we need balance. And not because I particularly enjoy the conservative agenda. I just think the government should reflect the people. And we are about 40% conservative and 40% liberal. When I was growing up and when I was a younger man, liberals and conservatives were friends with differences. They weren't enemies. And it always made sense that everyone gets a president they like for a while and then hates the president for a while. But only it works if the conservatives put up a good candidate, a good smart conservative to face the liberal candidate so they can have a good argument and the country can decide which way to go this time. Trump is not that. He's an insane bigot. He is dangerous." This went on for many more paragraphs in his comedy newsletter. But this was actually posted over on Reddit on the subreddit r stand up comedy, and user Juicebusters had this to say: "Trump is the anti-Hitler and probably would totally enjoy knowing Louis C.K. was a Mexican Jew. However, Louis doesn't count anymore. He wears a costume. He isn't a working class Irish white guy. He's from a wealthy Jewish family from Mexico. He's never had a job in his life. Then he enjoyed making, quote, pedo jokes about Catholics, but when an artsy fartsy chance to emulate and hero worship a fucking pedophile Woody Allen came along, Louis sold out so fast his fake sweater and black jeans costume flew off with a chance to make money for a pedo and make money from the pedophile. Louis C.K. joined a pedophile organization, even worse, auditioned and treated more important than anything else. Louis can go vote for Vicente Fox or Bernie Sanders, I'm sure. He's a phony, a fraud, the worst kind of sellout. Louis is the worst in getting his publicist to sit in the dark audience to shout SJW types of heckles that he pre-planned to own makes him a hack too." Juicebusters has been suspended from Reddit, but I did find another thread where he also posted this, which is that Trump is the antithesis of Hitler, the opposite of Nazism. So he's got
some ideas.
Yeah. Hey, you know who else had some ideas? Some hilarious and refreshing ideas, according to Louis C.K. An interesting way to describe Hitler's platform: hilarious and refreshing. That's like a romantic comedy critic review, like on the poster.
Yeah. Amy Poehler and Paul Rudd are hilarious and refreshing. Yeah, so it's like, actually, I'm sorry. This was a review for Hitler. Right.
The poster for Hitler. Remember that one?
The hit of the summer. I'll tell you what. People may have some thoughts here. I personally think that Louis should actually be in jail for not only having a newsletter, but using it to send out such gay stuff. That's my take on it. That is really, really queer. So.
He's got a very He's got like a very Ken Burns type of political stance, you know.
Now, I'm not trying to ruffle any. Actually, I like everybody, but here's what I think you should do.
Well, it's not that he likes everybody. He hates conservatives, but he's like, but you know what? You're supposed to hate the president sometimes. It's like, all right.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people are doing that these days. So it's going well.
Yeah.
Seems to be working, I guess, if that's the plan. Sometimes you like the president, sometimes you hate him. That's just how it is. Okay. It'd be cool if everyone liked the president, I think, but I guess that's not gonna. I mean, that's never gonna happen. But interesting idea he's got there.
Let's get Dwayne Johnson in the office. Let's see. Let's have The Rock be the president.
Fuck the Rock. Hey, gang, smooth sack summer is slowly coming to an end. And if you haven't been scaping for the summer sun, it's not too late to sweep your sack of those pesky pubes. As summer winds down and autumn approaches, keep your boys clean and fresh just in time for Fresh Ball Fall. The leader in below the waist grooming is here to make sure your pubes feel smoother than a beach ball.
Oh, boy.
Start the new season the right way and join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code REPORT20 at manscaped.com.
Hey, the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep your jewels bejeweled. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your precious goodies. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on-off switch that can engage a travel lock, and it gives you the ability to turn on a 4,000K LED spot when needed for a more precise shave. And this bad boy is waterproof.
That's right, gang. Now that your sack is smooth, lather up with Manscaped's liquid formulations to get that fresh ball fall freshness. The Crop Preserver ball deodorant keeps your pumpkins from going rotten.
Great.
The soothing aloe vera formula is the best in the business for below the waist freshness, and the clear drying formula keeps your sack looking and smelling good. Your girl won't care about her pumpkin spice lattes when she's got your pumpkins to enjoy. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, which is the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag that'll bring your comfort to another level at home and on the go.
Keep yourself groomed from head to toe with their Shears 2.0, a luxury nail grooming kit. This kit includes stainless steel nail cutters, tweezers, and grooming scissors. With the Performance Package, your balls will be ready to impress, but make sure you cover the rest with the Shears 2.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code REPORT20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code REPORT20 at manscaped.com. Keep things smooth and fresh as we say sayonara to smooth ball summer and enter fresh ball fall. This one comes from our 2X chromosomes, the subreddit for broads.
Mm-hmm.
Help needed. My boyfriend doesn't get why the whole thing with Louis C.K. is such a big deal. I'm furious, but I'm not just putting it in a way that makes sense to him. Can you help me articulate a good answer to this? He's usually really empathetic and understanding, but since this was so long ago, I just think he doesn't understand the nuances, and I can't find it summed up in a good way anywhere. User No I'm Gonna Leave commented, I'm tired of men playing dumb when it's convenient for them. I assure you he understands why it's a big deal. Unless he also believes that a gay man non-consensually jacking off in front of him is no biggie. He's just trying to get you to run in circles explaining things to him until you get confused and tired and give up. Quit working so hard for a single shred of empathy from this guy. And Prince of Gats added, if he doesn't understand why masturbating in front of women without their consent is sexual assault, your boyfriend is far from empathetic and has probably been directly or indirectly complicit in similar behavior in the past. The fact that you've placed the burden on Reddit to come up with a, quote, nuanced take as to why sexual assault is bad, then you are also complicit in his oppressive behavior and beliefs. Any sane person reading your posts thinks the same.
Wow. It you are complicit in his oppressive behavior, which is
because you can't seem to convince a probably 20-year-old guy that Louis C.K. and the guy's just like, I really don't care. I do not want to talk about this.
I would say Prince of Gats is complicit in the OP's behavior because they haven't explained to them why they're bad. It's just everyone is complicit in everyone else's bad behavior, is what
That's right.
I'm getting at here. Sorry. If you even think you have to explain to someone why something is bad, that means you're as bad as the thing that they don't understand is bad. Got it?
Checkmate.
Am I dusting their hands away from the computers? Like, well, solve some problems today.
Sure did. Yep.
Great. This one's from 8 years ago, posted over on our stand-up. Not to be confused with our stand-up comedy. Our stand-up is the subreddit for budding stand-up comics, as opposed to people who just like watching comedy. Now that Louis C.K. has done a version of one of my jokes on SNL, do I need to drop it from my act? I guess this sort of things happen, but I like telling my joke, and I'm afraid Louis has stamped his name on it now, owns it. If you saw his monologue from SNL, he discussed wife beater t-shirts and equated them to child murder shorts. I've been doing a bit about wife beater t-shirts, how I don't see how anyone could go outside wearing one. Quote, what if they sold pedophile pants? I'm pretty sure I wouldn't wear them. It's been my closing line after a decent riff for about 6 months. Is the whole joke dead to me? Should I walk away from it? And now a deleted user said, it's the oldest hack joke there is. Might as well have had an airline peanuts bit. And the OP responded, I never heard it before, and I imagine Louis C.K. hasn't either, but you would know. To which the now deleted user said, Opie and Anthony have done it a couple times too. I think Bill Burr even had one, except boots were called fag stompers. Much better bit than pedophile pants.
That's a lot. That is a lot. I love the OP like arguing like, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Going off to another thread and being like, hey guys, I just got called hack. What does hack mean? Can everybody help me out here? Yeah, that has to be one of those like multiple versions of that joke exist and have existed.
Parallel thinking, they call it.
Yes, there we go.
I mean, if the joke is that the name wife beater is funny, that seems like a little too obvious for even like Louis C.K., right? Like,
I think so.
The name itself is bad, so it's not, and people understand it to be bad. It's not like, I don't know. As far as observational comedy goes, it seems pretty weak.
Well, if he did it on SNL, that means somebody there wrote it. So probably would be that be bad then. Yeah. It's the monologue from SNL, sure. Oh my God, that's so funny. Hey, should I drop this? Just drop it in general, I think. So
yeah, well, yeah. By the way, yeah, you should drop it no matter what the joke is. If Louis C.K. does it on TV, you don't keep doing it. Because then people will think you stole it. That's how that works.
Hey, everybody, to preface this, I actually came up with this joke prior to the SNL taping.
I have no proof of it, but I will continue to do it.
And if anybody would like to discuss this after the show, come over and see me. Thanks.
Really funny how much he was on just SNL and things like that. Those days are long gone.
all over the place. Yeah, well, I've got a couple posts about that where he was just he'd just show up places and he sure would be around. Really good. Hey, a gal named A_nope tweeted this out. Twitter is basically demanding that Louis C.K. literally kill himself, but they'd be absolutely furious that he'd be getting relief from their righteous mob justice. Nothing would make people angrier at Louis C.K. than Louis C.K. shooting himself in the head. Not even considering the new special. People get pissed off when this man has the audacity to walk down the fucking street. He should be locked in an unfurnished room and forced to read a 24-hour stream of angry tweets encircling him on flat screens. Literally nobody is defending Louis C.K.'s action. But we do believe that prisoners should be allowed to integrate back to society after serving an amount of time that's reasonable in comparison to the crime committed. It's totally fine to not believe he served that time. The issue is not believing at all that he'll ever have a right to exist in this world again. People get angry if he's spotted in public. They get angry to see him smile. You're paying more attention to him than war or famine.
Damn. Yeah, this is pretty much true, but when you drop the whole war or famine thing,
you could just simply say, like, you guys are giving this guy too much. Just
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you don't have to post about this every day. But it's like,
yeah. Once you give it that whole deep thing, like, come on, why don't you guys talk about war and famine? Like, there's no way you're talking about that, lady.
I don't think I am, though. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't think that I'm giving it more attention than that. But you say so. Oh man, Twitter rocks. What a good place for stuff like this. I think I found a couple good ones over there on this topic.
I am enjoying still not being on there.
Yeah, you're a smarter man than I, let me tell you.
No doubt about that. Hey, 3 years ago, a user named Reddit While Stoned posted this on the subreddit r Louis C.K. I miss Louis. I was searching Reddit for 9/11, and I found this sub through a post about the 9/11 deniers. It reminded me how much I love Louis. Now I'm watching a special 2017 on Netflix. I miss you, Louis. And a now deleted user said, I was really happy when he came back a couple weeks ago and did that set at the Comedy Cellar. I thought it was a step towards something positive, but since then it's like the scab has been peeled off and there's been another negative shitstorm. I think his main thing, knowing who he is that he doesn't want other comedians to be taken down with him. He's all about helping people. That's what he does. It's such a fucking travesty because none of it is his fault. Well, interestingly enough, a user named Ernie the K responded to that with this. This statement sounds like it was penned by Louis C.K. himself. Trolling again, eh, Louis? Well, since I have your ear, hear this. It's over. Face the music like a man and answer for your own criminal acts of perversion. There is no redemption for you right now or forever. You were never funny. I was funnier than you in high school. You were my audience. Now the debacle at the cellar proved that even in the safest place in the world, you aren't welcome. It's over for you, Louis. Now you're back to who you were when we knew each other sitting at the drawing tables at Newton North High. You're Louis C.K. again, spelled S-Z-E-K-E-L-Y. But I'm still Ernie the K. And now it's time for the world to hear my voice. Goodbye, Louis, and thanks for listening, Ernie. Another user said that Ernie is a crazy guy, to which Ernie said, why do you think Mitzi Shore never gave him a break at the Comedy Store? She broke in Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, among others. Why not the brilliant, edgy Louis C.K.? I'll tell you why. Louis is a closeted gay man who refuses to sleep with Mitzi. Her tradition of betting young male rising comedians is the stuff of legend. Louis refused to do it not because he didn't want to be part of a reverse gender casting couch. That boy just don't like girls. And as evidenced by many of his bits, he clearly hates women. Hates them so much that he would rather trap them in a room and force them to watch him masturbate than actually make love to them. His single dag persona is a complete crock of shit. Virtue signaling of the highest order. That's why you were never funny and sucked as a comedian. Good comedians get it. Bad ones like you don't. The only reason you made it as far as you did is that entertainment industry has always been teeming with pedophilia at all levels. You're a pedophile. You know that as well as I do. You were their guy. That's why they put you on the cover of Rolling Stone, pedophiles, GQ, pedophiles, etc., etc., HBO, pedophiles, FX, pedophiles, Netflix, pedophiles, etc., etc., etc. You were their comic voice, and you ran with it. Not anymore. You'll never apologize. Enjoy your new life as a publicly reviled object of contempt and derision. It couldn't happen to a nicer fella. Pedophile. Hey, here's one more post from Ernie's posting history. 17-year-old Louis C.K. confided his plans to venture into the world of stand-up comedy while most of his classmates were pursuing further studies. Somehow, through sheer will and tenacity, this fat, witless, perverted ginger buffoon somehow became the new media-anointed king of comedy. Needless to say, as I glanced at my classmate's bearded face peering back at Ernie the K from GQ, Rolling Stone, et al., I was not envious, but rather stunned. How did this talentless piece of shit become my generation's comic voice? Especially when I knew and still know that it was wrong. It was the wrong 1985 graduate of Newton North. It was me. Louis stole my lottery ticket. Now, Lou, I want it back, and I'll get it back. You know why? Because the final verdict is in the court of opinion. Nobody wants to see you anymore. You're broken. You'll never work again. You know why? Because it was supposed to be me in the first place. Maybe because I'm a good Christian, I might find it in my charitable heart to put a talentless senator on the payroll. God knows you'll need it. Haha, you conned them all, Lou. 32 years of it. Well, it's over. Signed, your comically and morally superior classmate from Newton North High School, class of 1985, Ernest Stephen Keenis. Adios, Luis. Hola, Ernesto. Also managed to find Ernie's Twitter, where he's only tweeted a couple of things, mostly about Louis and other comedians, and one tweet that was clearly one that he meant to Google that just says Louis C.K. plagiarism. And folks, if you search Ernest Keenis, Massachusetts, you will find that this is in fact a real guy. He's born the same year as Louis, and he's went to the same high school indeed. And this guy has been, for almost 40 years, has been boiling mad about Louis C.K. He has set the record for being the longest angry at Louis. Well, more than anyone else.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Imagine, oh my God. You imagine how it must feel to hate someone that much in high school and then see him get extremely famous.
Oh yeah, yeah. It drives you insane, right? You're like, all right, and like for what 40 years, you're just like, I'm gonna hold this over this guy's head.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not jealous. Not at all. Oh boy. Yeah, his entire posting history is just this stuff. Yikes.
He calls himself Ernie the K, which is so, it's just like, all right. So
well, he's the funny guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Another interesting thing, two other guys that were from the same high school the same year graduated, Matt LeBlanc and Joe Rogan. So all four, Matt LeBlanc, Joe Rogan, Lucy K, and Ernie the K all went to high school together. What a fucking
the big four, the Mount Rushmore, really. You think Ernie would be more mad about Joe Rogan, but hey,
he might have another account for that. I'm gonna guess Louis Lilly just like told him to fuck off one time in like 1984, and it's been like, you son of just pictures cut out of magazines all over his walls.
That is too cool. Ernie also likes to go on to articles about Louis and post things like Louis C.K. should be serving jail time, because that seems to be, if you search his name, it's just a bunch of articles come up that he's commented on. It's just so cool.
Yeah, also interestingly enough, on Ernie's Twitter, there's posts with him defending Woody Allen. So I can't explain that one.
Well, Woody Allen didn't ruin his career.
That's true. Oh yeah, here's another There's some article on Pajiba.com that has a lot of comments. It's about Louis and good old we're at ekina67 at gmail.com. Hey, I've known this guy since high school, and I got some thoughts about him. Good
Anybody
Lord.
that will listen, anybody that'll listen to him. God bless him, huh? Folks, give Ernie the K a follow over there. See if we can all help him out a little bit, huh?
Oh, yeah, this is on an article from 2015, so this is even before all the stuff. So, god damn. I've known him since we were sophomores together at Newton North. God damn. This guy rocks.
Yep. I love a bona fide whack job. So
everyone he's talking to online, he thinks is Louis. Like as a fake account. You know what? It's actually possible. Who knows? It'd be very funny. All right, we're going to stop right here because we're going to finish the rest of this episode over on patreon.com/reportthispost. That's right. If you enjoyed this first 20-ish to 30-ish minutes of the episode, you'll be happy to know that there's about an hour extra of this one over there on patreon.com/reportthispost. Head over there. And all you got to do is subscribe for $5 a month. You'll get every single full episode with dozens of more posts a month, plus an additional bonus episode every single week. Unbelievable. This is literally millions of posts that we read on the air every single month. Possibly billions. I have not counted. In fact, I can't count. I'm actually illiterate as well. But irregardless, patreon.com/reportthispost, and we'll see you over there, and God bless.